Hey Eastview students, my name is Felicia and I'm one of the junior high pastors on staff here at Eastview. I get to do all things small groups, so I help put together our junior high small groups. I get to hang out with our leaders and hang out with you guys on Wednesday nights. And I am super excited for us to be kicking off this year. So stay tuned for more, and I hope that you are signing up for small groups this year. We are doing a new series called Nocturnal Notes. This is especially for those of you who stay up late, but if you're watching this during the day, the information is still good and still useful. So keep watching, even if it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon or if it's 2 a.m. This is what we're here for. And so we are going to do the series Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we're releasing it overnight for those of you who stay up late. The series is kind of split in half, so the first half goes over one thing and then we kind of transition into another, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But at the beginning half of this series, everyone will answer these 2 questions. What keeps you up late at night? And are you a morning person or a night owl? So if I'm staying up late at night, I am either reading a book or I'm looking up stuff about sports. So currently I'm looking up a ton of Cardinals stuff, even though they're not playing right now a lot, but I want to know how the St. Louis Cardinals are doing. I want to know how the Packers are doing. I want to know how Notre Dame's doing, those kind of things. I want to know how our team's shaping up and things like that. I'm super into sports, so I will spend a lot of late nights just looking up things about sports. And then secondly, I'm a night owl, so it may be hard to drag me out of bed in the morning, but sometimes it's 2 or 3 o'clock and I'm still energized in the middle of the night. So my friends and I joke about how I'm a night owl and how when I am around a lot of people, I'll end up staying up super late. So that's just who I am. And then I wanted to transition into our series, and we are doing this. The first half is talking about darkness and the devil and the battle that we face every day against Satan. I read in a Devo a couple years ago talking about how we go to a doctor when we're sick, and we usually trust them for their opinion and hope that they can prescribe the right things to make us feel better or give us the right direction to go. And so when things aren't quite right with us, we go seek out a professional's opinion or someone that we trust. Even if you have a stomach ache or something like that, you're usually telling your parents, like, hey, I don't feel right, because we trust them. However, we also constantly face a spiritual battle. The devil is always trying to make things not quite right in our lives. He is outright trying to steal, kill, and destroy, like it talks about in John 10:10. And a lot of times we don't even acknowledge the devil's presence, even though we constantly tend to fall into his lies and his deception and things like that. We fall into temptation and all of that, and we kind of trust him like we would a doctor, even though we shouldn't. Just like if we went to a doctor and we felt sick, like let's say you had like a fever and a sore throat and things like that, especially with COVID and stuff, like you're gonna want to know, do I have COVID? Do I have strep throat? Do I have the flu or cold or whatever? And if you go in and you have symptoms of any kind of illness and you know for sure that you're sick because you have a fever and things like that, the ultimate signs of like sickness, and the doctor says, actually, you're the healthiest I've ever seen you, you're not gonna believe them. You're gonna think they're crazy. And that's, the devil is trying to make us spiritually sick, and we tend to believe him even though he's straight up crazy. So I just want to remind you that we are fighting a battle, and that Satan is trying to destroy and deceive and accuse you and things like that, and he wants us spiritually sick so that we're not looking to Jesus. But we can also look to 1 Peter 5:8-9. It says, stay alert, watch out for the great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. He's looking for you, and he's looking for me to devour us. Stand firm against him and be strong in your faith. Remember your family of believers all over the world who are going through the same kind of suffering you are. So with Jesus on our side, we need to remember that we're not fighting this battle alone, and we're not, because Jesus is victorious, we're not fighting this battle we're not fighting this battle to be victorious. We're fighting this battle from a place of victory because Jesus defeated death on the cross. defeated Satan ultimately. So we're not trying to be victorious in the battle. We're just fighting from a place of victory, and Satan is trying to gain his ground. And we need to recognize him in our life and not trust him and not trust the lies that he's trying to spread in our lives. And then we can also take heart in the last part of 1 Peter 5:8-9, where it talks about our community of believers. They are facing the same battle as us, and so that means we are not alone. So whatever you are struggling with, you are not alone. The chances, maybe one of your friends is struggling with the same thing, or someone on staff has struggled with the same thing, or your small group leader, or your parents, or just other people around the world that you've never met before are struggling with some of the same things that you are. But you know who else can help us in our battle? Other believers, which is why we promote small groups. And what kind of small groups pastor would I be if I didn't plug small groups? You can be with a community of believers who are going to help you fight this battle, recognize the battle, and just encourage you in your own battle and help you realize that you aren't alone. There are so many people looking to encourage and help you in your journey along the way as you fight temptation and grow closer to Jesus and stand firm in your faith. And so if you aren't signed up for a small group, I encourage you to get signed up. There's still room for you. And so just go to one of the links that's in our Instagram bios, or just go through our website and things like that. There are multiple ways that you can get to the place to sign up for small groups. But if you're a high school student, you go to eastview.church/HSM groups. And then if you are a junior higher, you go to eastview.church/JH groups. And so that kind of concludes this little devotion thing, but over the next few weeks, we'll take a look more at the battle that you're facing, about who the devil is and what he's trying to do in your life and in so many others' lives, and how he's trying to take you and into darkness and just pull you more to that. And we'll also learn about Jesus and how he brings us light and keeps us in the light. And then we'll kind of finish with a challenge to help bring others into the light. So I hope that you have a good night. Go back to whatever's keeping you up, whether it's video games or sports or books or whatever that looks like. Enjoy the last few nights of being able to stay up late before you have to get back into the rhythm of school. So I'm signing off, and I will see you next time.